Hello, BookTube, and welcome back to Shorty September 2025. This is a BookTube event that I've been participating in that celebrates shorter works, much shorter works. As long as it's been bound as a book, it works. I think that's the unofficial thing that I'm doing a Shorty September video every single day. As far as I know, no one connected with Shorty September has even noticed that fact. I have learned through long experience with being an outcast, a leper, a pariah, that it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is whether or not you're enjoying it. It's only fitting that I practice what I preach about making BookTube videos. I am not waiting to be embraced by anyone. So I've been doing a Shorty September video. I made a pile of little books preparatory to this month. And I've been going through them, and last night I read a little book that I've read before. It's not really a book. It's not really even a novella. It's a short story. But Biblioasis put it out as a little square-bound paperback. It's by E.F. Benson, and it's How Fear Departed the Long Gallery. With the title and the author are lightly embossed. It has decorations by someone named Seth. Just the single name Seth. So the third child of Adam and Eve. I don't really know. I'm assuming Seth has a last name, but Seth does not include it. And you get not only the cover, but also illustrations throughout. These clever little blockish cartoon illustrations throughout. Makes for a nice, handy little volume. I got this and two other volumes from Biblioasis when it first came out in 2017, something like that. Yeah, 2017, and they did others. They did, I think, about 10 of these. I only got 3, so I've never seen the others. Of course, something little like this you would never see secondhand. And I knew this story already because, like a lot of people, I love E.F. Benson's ghost stories, and I had a much battered, much beloved collection of them all, and this was in there. It's an easy story, but it's intensely memorable. I wish that I had a nice old hardcover with a dust jacket of E.F. Benson ghost stories. I'm sure that I will encounter one. I'm sure that the Brattle will provide. But this is the story of an English country house named Church Peveril, the home of the Peveril family. It's a big, ornate country pile that has a distinct feature. It is haunted. Church Peveril is intensely haunted. All the Peveril family, almost all the dead members of the Peveril family, show up at one point or another. The Peveril family at the house is accustomed to them, thinks nothing of it. All except for 2. There are 2 little girls, 2 twins, or maybe a boy and a girl. These twins show up in the long gallery. If you know your country house architecture, you'll know what a long gallery is. A gigantic room. It's the kind of thing you want to be thinking about when you encounter a detail in Pride and Prejudice that has often confused students of mine. In Pride and Prejudice, when we get to major houses, one character will say to another, well, if you're not too absorbed in your book, would you care to take a turn around the room? And people in the 21st century think of that as, the standard 25 by 25 room. But a gallery, you could walk the whole thing. You'd be well out of earshot of anyone else. And that's the kind of gallery we're talking about here. And these twins haunt the gallery and can do real harm. They are not friendly ghosts. And we are given a really neat description of the gallery. It is this haunting, then, that the Peverils take quite seriously, and every guest on his arrival in the house is told that the long gallery must not be entered after nightfall on any pretext whatever. By day, however, it is a delightful room, and intrinsically merits description, apart from the fact that the due understanding of its geography is necessary for the account that here follows. It is full 80 feet in length, and is lit by a row of 6 tall windows looking over the gardens at the back of the house. The door communicates with the landing at the top of the main staircase, and about halfway down the gallery in the wall facing the windows is another door communicating with the back staircase and servants' quarters, and thus the gallery forms a constant place of passage for them in going to the rooms on the first landing. It was through this door that the baby figures came when they appeared to Mrs. Canning, and on several other occasions they have been known to make their entry here, for the room out of which Handsome Dick, that's another old dead relative who often laughs throughout the house, took them, lies just beyond the top of the back stairs. Further on again in the gallery is the fireplace into which he thrust them, and at the far end of a large bow window looks straight down the avenue. Above this fireplace there hangs with grim significance a portrait of Handsome Dick, and in the insolent beauty of early manhood, attributed to Holbein, and a dozen other portraits of great merit face the windows. During the day, this is the most frequented sitting room in the house, for its other visitors never appear there then, nor does it then ever resound with the harsh, jovial laughter of Handsome Dick, which sometimes, after dark, has fallen, is heard by passersby on the landing outside. But Blanche does not grow bright-eyed when she hears it. She shuts her ears and hastens to put a greater distance between her and the sound of that atrocious mirth. But during the day the long gallery is frequented by many occupants, and much laughter is in no wise sinister or saturnine resounds there. When summer lies hot over the land, those occupants lounge in the deep window seats, and when winter spreads his icy fingers and blows shrilly between his frozen palms, congregate round the fireplace at the far end, and perch, in companies of cheerful chatterers, upon sofa and chair back and floor. Often I have sat there long August evenings up until dressing time, but never have I been there when anyone had seemed disposed to linger over late without hearing the warning, "Is it close on sunset? Shall we go?" Later on in the shorter autumn days they often have tea laid there, and sometimes it has happened that, even while merriment was most uproarious, Mrs. Peveril has suddenly looked out of the window and said, "My dears, it is getting so late. Let us finish our nonsense downstairs in the hall." And then, for a moment, a curious hush always falls on loquacious family and guests alike, as if some bad news has just been known, and we all make our silent way out of the place. So it's just a standard family ritual. We don't avoid the long gallery. We use it. We enjoy it. We have fun in it. But when it starts to get dark, we leave. You must not go there under any pretext whatever. So you know what's going to happen in the course of this story. You know that a guest is going to fall asleep or be there at the wrong time and end up at night in the long gallery and be visited by Seth actually draws them. Be visited by the twins. And that happens. But you get a wonderful resolution, not only to the story, but to the whole question of these terrible twins. Just delightful. Just like all of E.F. Benson. Not just the ghost stories, but everything that this author wrote. It's all just delightful. He's just wonderful. And I really liked when I got these three. I forget what the other two are. I wonder if they're listed here. Oh yeah, okay. A.M. Burge, which I don't have. Edith Wharton, which I don't have. M.R. James, Marjorie Bowen, E.F. Benson, W.W. Jacobs, and Algernon Blackwood. And those are the three that I got. I got excuse me. I got E.F. Benson, How Fear Departed the Long Gallery. I got W.W. Jacobs, The Toll House. And I got Algernon Blackwood's The Empty House. And I didn't get any others. I remember taking these out of a package. It was before we were talking to each other and just being totally charmed. So little did I guess, when I was being totally charmed, that this would be the only E.F. Benson ghost story that I would have in the house 10 years later. And no Algernon Blackwood. In print and paper form, no Algernon Blackwood, other than that one thing. So this was my Shorty September last night. I could revisit this thing endlessly. I just love the way E.F. Benson writes. So that is it. We are running out of days for Shorty September, but I'm going to keep going. So I will wrap this up for now, and I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.